you wild de-aging enthusiasts out there. It's your favorite uncles back here for Cinephellas. I'm Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
I'm Henry Hill, and we've got a good one for you guys tonight, a movie review. We're back with a movie that we've been looking forward to watching for quite some time, ever since it came out. Limited release, didn't really do much at the box office. It finally came to streaming here. The director might have directed this movie here, Back to the Future. Has anybody heard of it?
Now,
Yeah, that's right. Robert Zemeckis is back, working once again with Tom Hanks. Of course, they've collaborated, several times before. Forrest Gump, Castaway. They just make a great team together, and they're back. And this time, Tom Hanks is reunited with his Forrest Gump star, Robin Wright. We are talking about Robert Zemeckis's Here.
This was our home. We lived here.
yeah, so Robert Zemeckis returns to the director's chair in the brand new film, coming of age film. Remember seeing the trailers? I'm like, oh God, this one's going to be making me cry. Watching this at home. Finally get a chance to see this. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Zemeckis, huge fan of Forrest Gump, Castaway, Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, reuniting, going through their life. This is a generational story, basically, of this family and this house. Kind of starts off like back in the day. The house is getting built, and then like the people buying it, and starting families, and how all the changes happen within the family, and talking about love and loss, laughter, and life.
Yes, it deals with that stuff very heavily. It's a very emotion-based movie. It's based on a 2014 graphic novel by Richard Maguire, which I didn't know previously. But this is Robert Zemeckis here, and it's very much a film that is trying to make a leap forward in filmmaking. It's another trick up Zemeckis's sleeve here. It's a film that you have to see to kind of understand what they're doing here. But basically, it's a single spot of land, and you watch history unfold right from that spot the whole time. And then eventually a house goes up, and you see all the families that end up living in this house throughout time, but mainly centering on Tom Hanks and Robin Wright's characters here, Richard Young and Margaret Young. So we see those characters mainly with Richard's dad playing Al Young, played by Paul Bettany, and then you have Miss Kelly Riley, who played the mom, Rose Young. So a great cast that they have put together here. A very interesting concept. This is a big concept movie. And for the most part, I was pretty impressed with how they did it and like the overall thought and feel of it. I thought was really cool to see. And Zemeckis executed it pretty well. Like that's the best part of the movie, really, is just how beautiful it looks and how they were able to do that. And they basically put little segments within the frame on screen, and you can see like present day down in this corner, and then up here in a little pane of glass, you'll see back in the past. It's kind of cool. But the overall story, you see this family basically from the time Tom Hanks was young, and then he grows up, and you see like the high school years, and you see how he falls in love with Margaret, and you see kind of the family go through, ups and a lot of downs too. Like you see him almost lose the house and struggle, and it's pretty heavy film.
Tough watch, especially if you lost loved ones and things like that. It's not an uplifting film, but you basically see, as you were saying, Tom Hanks's character Richard as a young kid, his dad being Al, his mom Rose, played by Miss Kelly Riley. But by the
Hmm.
way, watching Yellowstone right into this, I wouldn't recommend that. It was totally opposite characters,
Yeah.
totally opposite vibes. But the family starting off young, meeting, of course, Margaret's character falling in love, having a family, having problems, getting old, people dying, until they're senior citizens. So all throughout these, different decades, you see them get older and older, things tearing, I guess tearing the family apart. And it really dives into a lot of messages and themes in this movie.
It deals with the reality of life too. There's a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and it doesn't shy away from that. And it's just kind of sucks where we see the characters end up. It's just sad, to see it all lead up to, and then, we find out what happens. But, not to say it's a bad movie or anything. It was just, yeah, like you mentioned, heavier than I was expecting. It wasn't the most uplifting movie, didn't have a really great message or anything. It's just kind of like, here's how time passes and more about the concept, like I was mentioning there, the way that they were able to film that. They, of course, used de-aging technology on the faces of Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. And yeah, let's just say you can still tell it's totally fake, and it just still isn't there. The technology, I don't know if it'll ever be there. It's like eyes in a video game. There's always something off with the eyes. That's, I guess that's what makes us human. So how are they going to recreate that with technology? I don't know. It has gotten closer, of course, since, back in the day, working with Tom Hanks again, he did Polar Express, and it was like the computer animation. So it's gotten better and everything, but it's still uncanny valley to me. It's just like, yeah, okay, it looks okay. But once they got really close, like especially the Robin Wright part where it showed her age, like, right in there, it's like, okay, yeah, that looks computerized. So you could pick it apart, but it's cool that Zemeckis is, at his age and still willing to take risks and, do the movies and make the movies he wants to make, and he always wants to do something new and interesting. So for that, I can say this movie is definitely interesting. It just wasn't executed as well as you'd hope for. It didn't have that same, memorability as, those other previous classic films we mentioned from Zemeckis and Tom Hanks. Just kind of so-so for me, I guess. But the concept is cool.
Zemeckis tends to fill a lot of issues in his movies with technology, I've noticed, especially as of the last, 20 years. Like there's not a lot to the story. The characters at times is just filled with technology that doesn't always work. And I didn't really like it in this movie either. It definitely looked off. Obviously, he's trying to make, like a 1980s Tom Hanks and like big, movies back then. It just looked weird. The eyes were throwing me off. I didn't care for it, and I could tell it's totally fake. But I've seen better deep fake videos on the internet, so who knows? But yeah, the technology didn't work for me in this movie. This movie's super heavy, not what I expected. Super depressing at times, but I'd say it's worth a watch at least once. So that being said, I'm going to give Here, directed by Robert Zemeckis, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 Robin Wright hair pieces.
I agree with everything that you said. Yeah, there just wasn't enough life to this. It felt very artificial, and yeah, they're just going by the special effects here and pushing the boundaries. The performances were kind of uninspiring there. I mean, there's only so much they could do being in one single frame, the whole time. I thought the characters needed more fleshed out. It was interesting how he showed like different time periods and the inventor of the lazy boy and stuff like that, but like nothing stuck with me. None of the characters stood out, and it didn't have that impact for me. Not like his previous films. This definitely isn't one of my favorites that he's done. But like I mentioned, at least he's still taking risks. But this one, for the most part, didn't land for me. So that being said, I'm going to give Robert Zemeckis's Here. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 Tom Hanks bachelor party hair pieces.
Hanks in the 80s flicks is my favorite Hanks. Those movies are so great. Raunchy comedies. That's what they're trying to go for with the look of this movie. It just didn't work for me, but minor complaint. Anyways, I want to hear from all you guys out there. What you guys think of Here? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to
Subscribe.
Also, check out these AI chatbots over on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews. Check out these wild boys on our YouTube channel all month long. Of course, we're going to be dropping more reviews, movies, TV shows, and much, much more. Got a lot of movies coming out and TV shows coming up towards Christmas here, a week and a half already. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel right here all holiday season. We'll be dropping them like Christmas presents. And of course, the Fellas giveaway going to be announcing the winner of that on December 19th. We're giving away 4 4K digital codes. So enter in that contest if you haven't done so already.
So until the next Cinefellas movie review, I'm Uncle Henry Kringle.
And I'm Robin Wright signing out until the next movie review. Cheers!